Hello guys, this is Dr. Pallavi Gupta. As you know, I am teaching you healthcare law. Today I will discuss interpretation of medical negligence by Supreme Court of India. Before moving for the what remedies are available in different laws for medical negligence by doctor, I would like to discuss how Supreme Court of India has interpreted medical negligence in different cases in different laws. It is necessary to know, it is essential to know before study this uh, remedies for medical negligence by doctor under different laws. I will discuss several laws uh, decided by the Supreme Court of India, whether it is a under law of tort or under Consumer Protection Act or criminal liability for medical negligence. So, see, this is the case of Poonam Verma, Ashwin Patel, Balachandra and Bapu versus State of Maharashtra, Jacob Matthew versus State of Punjab, Kusum Has- Kurban Hussain versus State of Maharashtra, Emperor and Omkar Rampatap. So these are the cases. Beside this, I will discuss Indian Medical Association versus VP Santa, Kusum Sarma case, very important leading case where the guidelines has been laid down. VN Shikhande versus Anita Sena, Dr. M. Kochar versus Ispat. So there are a number of the cases, but I took a few cases where specifically Supreme Court interpreted medical negligence before fixing the liability for medical negligence for the doctors. Whether doctor will be liable for medical negligence or not, it is very necessary to know what is medical negligence. And already we have discussed in the first, second, third unit uh, the right to health as a fundamental right, several statutory obligation on the doctors, and then we have discussed what essentials are there to constitute medical negligence. And now we will discuss what remedies are available under different laws for medical negligence. What is medical negligence? Although before this case, Supreme Court laid down in different cases, even uh, the tort law is also there, which says what essentials are there for negligence. But we are talking about medical negligence. It is a emerging area every day, not every day, but every year we can say there is one leading case regarding this. So, what is medical negligence in Poonam Verma versus Ashwin Patel? In this case, Supreme Court evolved into the issue of what is medical negligence. In this context, the court held as negligence has many manifestations. It may be active negligence, collateral negligence, comparative negligence, concurrent negligence, continued negligence, criminal negligence, gross negligence, hazardous negligence, active and passive negligence, willful or reckless negligence, or negligence per se. For the first time in this court talked about manifestation of negligence. And what is negligence per se as defined in Black's Law Dictionary? Negligence per se is a conduct, whether of action or omission, which may be declared and treated as negligence without any argument or proof as to particular surrounding circumstances, either because it is in violation of a statute or valid municipal ordinance, or because it is a palpably means obviously opposed to the dictation of common prudence, that it can be said without hesitation or doubt that no careful person would have been guilty of it. As a general rule, the violation of a public duty enjoined by law for the protection of person or property so constitutes negligence. In the case of Balachandra at the rate Bapu and another verses, you see this is the case of in fact although this case has been filed under the Consumer Protection Act, but to define negligence, court has took the resort of tort law. So, in the case of Balchandra versus State of Maharashtra, the Supreme Court opined that while negligence is an omission to do something which a reasonable man, guided upon those considerations which ordinarily regulate the conduct of human affairs, would do, or doing something which a prudent and reasonable man would not do. Criminal negligence is the gross and culpable negligence of failure to exercise that reasonable and proper care and precaution to guard against injury either to the public generality or to an individual in particular, which having regard to all circumstances out of which the charge has arisen, it was imperative duty of accused to have adopted. Meaning thereby the what is negligence and medical negligence under law of crime. It says it should be it is a gross and culpable negligence which a reasonable prudent man did, which should not or ought not to be done. So this is a kind of negligence, not a kind of a negligence. What is negligence under civil law and under criminal law? Regarding the nature of medical profession and negligence in medical profession. So in the case of Jacob Matthew versus State of Punjab and another, in this case, Supreme Court, while dealing with the case of negligence by professional who gave illustration of medical and legal profession and observed in the law of negligence, professionals such as lawyers, doctors, architects, and others are included in the category of person professing some special skill or skilled person generally. Any task which is required to be performed with a special skill would generally be admitted or undertaken to be performed only if the person possesses the requisite skill for performing that task. Any reasonable man entering into a profession which require a particular level of learning to be called as a professional of that branch impliedly assure the person dealing with him that the skill which he professes to possesses shall be exercised with reasonable degree of care and caution. He does not assure his client of the result. A lawyer does not tell his client that the client shall win the case in all circumstances. Like that, a physician would not assure the patient of full recovery in every case. A surgeon cannot and does not guarantee that the result of surgery would invariably be beneficial, much less to the exact extent of 100% for the person operated on. The only assurance which such a professional can give that he is possessed of the requisite skill in that branch of profession which he is practicing, and while undertaking the performance of the task entrusted to him, he would be exercising his skill with reasonable competency. This is all what the person approaching the professional can expect. Just by this standard, a professional may be held liable for negligence on one of two findings. Either he was not possessed of the requisite skill which he professed to have possessed, or he did not exercise with reasonable competency in given case the skill which he did possess. The standard to be applied for judging whether the person charged has been negligent or not would be that of an ordinary competent person exercising ordinary skill in that profession. It is not necessary for every professional to possess the higher level of experience in that branch which he practices. So, in the case of Jacob Matthew versus State of Punjab, in this he talked about the nature of medical profession and negligence in medical profession. Here, a doctor cannot assure his patient that he will cure his patient 100%, but he can assure that what kind of skill or knowledge he possesses, and he will do this thing in very careful manner. This is the under the law of crime when the Supreme Court held this thing. Next, in the case of Achitro Haribanu versus State of Maharashtra, in this court, in this case, court noticed that in the very nature of medical profession, skills differ from doctor to doctor. More than one alternative course of treatment are available, all admissible. Negligence cannot be attributed to a doctor so long as he is performing his duties to the best of his ability and with due care and caution. Merely because the doctor chooses one course of action in preference to another one, he would not be liable if the course of action chosen by him was acceptable to the medical profession. Very categorically, court held in what situation doctor can be held liable. This is also under the law of crime. Next, in the case of Qurban Hussain versus Muhammad Ali Rangawala, Qurban Hussain Muhammad Ali Rangawala versus State of Maharashtra. In this case, the medical negligence under 304A of Indian Penal Code was interpreted by the court. While dealing with the section 304A of IPC, court has taken the statement of law by Sir Lawrence Jenkins in Emperor versus Omkar Ram Pratap case. And this case was cited in this case. It said that to impose criminal liability under section 304A, Indian Penal 304A of Indian Penal Code, it is necessary that the death should have been direct result of a rash and negligent act of the accused, and the act must be proximate and efficient cause without the intervention of another's negligence. It must be casual causance. It is not enough that it may have been the casual sine qua non, meaning thereby the death and to held liability of the doctor under section 304A. One thing is very important, that should be caused, and second, that should be caused, it should be the direct result of the rash and negligent act of the doctor. And the next case is under Consumer Protection Act 1986. For the first time in this case of Indian Medical Association versus VP Shanta, Here the question was whether services rendered by medical negligence, rendered by medical practitioner or the doctor, uh, come under service of the Consumer Protection Act. The term service, which is defined under Section 2, Subclause 1, Subclause O of the Consumer Protection Act 1986, whether the services rendered by doctors will come under that category or not, it is decided in the scale. Three bench of Supreme Court held that service rendered to a patient by a medical practitioner by way of consultation, diagnosis and treatment, both medicinal and surgical would fall within the ambit of service as defined in Section 2, Subclause 1 of the Consumer Protection Act. Deficiency in service has to be judged by the applying the test of reasonable skill and care, which is applicable in action for damage for negligence. With the reference to difference between medical profession and other occupation, the court made the following observation that in the matter of professional liability, professions differ from occupation for the reason that professions operate in a sphere where success cannot be achieved in every case, and very often success or failure depends upon factor beyond the professional man's control. In devising a rational approach to professional liability, which must provide proper protection to the consumer while allowing for the factors mentioned above, the approach of the court is to require that professional man should possess a certain minimum degree of competency and that they should exercise reasonable care in the discharge of their duties. In general, a professional man owes to his client a duty in tort as well as in contract to exercise reasonable care in giving advice or performing services, meaning thereby it was decided or it was observed that every professional must have minimum minimum knowledge and skill of that particular area where he is discharging his function. And second, he should exercise reasonable care in discharging their duties. It is very much required. So, under this Consumer Protection Act, it was held yes, medical services rendered by doctor are coming under the term service of the Consumer Protection Act if there is deficiency in the services. In the case of Kusum Sarma versus Batra Hospital and Medical Research, this case is that where the number of the guidelines were laid down by the Supreme Court to follow by the professional. In the case of medical negligence, in this case, Supreme Court enumerated the principles to be followed by deciding whether medical professional is guilty of medical negligence or not. First, negligence is the breach of a duty exercised by omission to do something which a reasonable man, guided by those considerations which ordinarily regulate the conduct of human affair, would do, or doing something which a prudent and reasonable man would not do. And second, negligence is an essential ingredient of the offense. The negligence, third, to establish the negligence, prosecution must establish that it is culpable or gross and not the negligence merely based upon an error of judgment. And principle third is the medical professional is expected to bring a reasonable degree of skill and knowledge and must exercise a reasonable degree of care. Neither the very highest nor a very low degree of care and competency judged in the light of particular circumstances of each case is law requires that the case the degree the care and reasonable degree of care and knowledge and skill must be exercised as per the need of a particular case. What that the law required, it is neither highest, it is neither low. And next is that a medical person shall be liable when his conduct fell below that of the standard of a reasonable competent practitioner in this field. Next, in the realm of diagnosis and treatment, there is a scope for genuine difference of opinion, and one professional doctor is clearly not negligent merely because his conclusion differs from that of the other professional doctor. If there is differences of opinion, only because of this, doctor cannot be held liable. And in the case of V.N. Shrikhande versus Anita Sena Fernandez, we can say there is no straitjacket formula to determine as to when the cause of action has occurred to the consumer. This is also under the Consumer Protection Act. To hold doctor liable, there is no straitjacket formula, so that petitioner has cause of action. So in this case, Supreme Court has held that in cases of medical negligence, no straitjacket formula can be applied for determining as to when the cause of action has occurred to the consumer. Each case is to be decided on its own facts. If the effect of negligence on the doctor's part or any person associated with him is patent, means it is obvious, the cause of action will be deemed to have arisen on the date when the act of negligence was done. I repeat, if the effect of negligence on the doctor's part or any person associated with him is patent, means if the effect of negligence is patent, the cause of action will be deemed to have arisen on the date when the act of negligence was done. If the effect of negligence is latent, means it is a concealed one, it is not obvious, then the cause of action will arise on the date when the patient or the representative of the patient discover the harm or injury caused due to such act, or the date when the patient or their representative could have by exercising of reasonable diligence discovered the act constituted negligence. Meaning thereby it says that when the cause of action arises, for this there is no straitjacket formula. If the effect of negligence is patent, means if it is obvious, then the cause of action arise on the date when the negligence occurred or it has done. If the effect of negligence is latent, means it is not obvious, and then the cause of action arise when on the date when the patient or his representative discover it. And I will take up the last case to say there is no cure, no success is not a negligence. In the case of Dr. M. Kocher versus Ispita Steel, it is recently decided in 2017. In this case, this is the case where the procedure of IVF was failure, and National Commission the case filed before the National um, Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission when it come there. The complaint in this case, complaint of the failure in IVF procedure and demanded compensation from the doctor on account of medical negligence. But the commission says that no cure, it says that and held that no cure, no success is not a negligence. Thus, fastened the liability upon the treating doctor is unjustified. Means doctor has taken due care, and he applied skill and knowledge in this case because there is not 100% chances of the success in IVF procedure. So we can say there is if there is a no cure, if there is a no success, and it is can it be a case of negligence? No, it cannot be. So no cure, no success is not a negligence. When the doctor in a particular case has exercised his skill, knowledge, and has taken reasonable due care, even then success was not achieved, doctor cannot be held liable. So I have discussed a number of the cases regarding what negligence is, nature of medical negligence, how many manifestations are there. Before discussing the topics related to the what remedies are available under the law of tort, or under the law of crime, under the law of consumer. Under the law of crime, it is necessary to establish for medical negligence that it is a rash and negligent act and death has been caused. Rash and negligent act. There might be element of misery also. But in the case of law of tort specifically, there are three things: duty of care, breach of duty, and there is damage. And to establish negligence, it is necessary that doctor has omitted to do something which is supposed to do by him. Doctor has done something which is not supposed to do by him. And under the law of crime, under the law of consumer, it has to be proved that the services rendered by doctors are coming under the Consumer Protection Act under the term services. If services are deficient one, if it is proved, then the doctor shall be liable. The next topic for the discussion will be remedies for medical negligence under various laws. This is the topic I have discussed. It is in Unit 4, and 3 topics are also there under this unit to be discussed further. Thank you for watching me.